All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. Live part 2. So we were talking about dealing with whether or not we're going to have a better pairing at center half, because I think Paul asked a good question there. What the deal was with if Jozo and Boyata would be as good as Denier and Virgil. Rev, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying, since they're young and new to the team this year and stuff, that maybe they're just a bit timid and don't think they necessarily have, the right, for lack of a better word, to be the ones, shouting, commanding, dictating, stuff like that, and kind of just naturally kind of step back and let someone else, take the lead. That, hopefully just with experience and time and building chemistry with each other, with their teammates, that one of them would hopefully step up and kind of take that bit of a leadership role for the defense, at least. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree with that. Amount of time coming out. So Paul, you were saying that on Carrydale Street that Ronnie was taking pelters after all this.
Absolutely.
So did you hear what Rod Stewart had to say about Ronnie?
I did. Do you want to bring us into that then?
Let's ask about that. So Ronnie basically Rod was asked on who was he? What was he on? He was on Alan Brazil from TalkSport. I know it was TalkSport. I forget that show it was on.
Don't know what it was.
Yeah, it was TalkSport. And he asked him. He said, "What do you know about? What do you think about David Moyes?" And he said, "I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. I'm too close to the board. I don't want to talk about it." And then they asked him about Ronnie. He's like, "Oh well, maybe Ronnie's too big. Maybe the job's too big for Ronnie. He's not there yet." Wow. I mean, don't you think that's kind of like if you're close to the board, do you want to say that out loud? Was that? Should you have said that?
I actually heard it differently because I didn't actually hear it. I read it.
Oh, I heard it.
You heard it?
Yeah.
Because the way that it was wrote in the newspaper was totally different. Where they were trying to make out, I think it was the Evening Times, said that I'm not too sure about Ronnie. I think the club's too big for him. He's a nice guy. I want him to work out. I'd quite like David Moyes. And it was like he just kind of brought that name up just spontaneously. Where you're saying that he was actually fed the name David Moyes.
Yes, he was.
Okay,
that's what it sounded. That's what I thought I heard. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that kind of makes more sense because when the way he just in the interview where he just brings up David Moyes for no reason, you're like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
What's going on here? So yeah, if TalkSport obviously were just stirring the pot and said, here, David Moyes, what do you reckon?
Right.
I think there's a lot more sense to that story.
Right. So should he have said anything at all? Should he have said that? You think if he's that close to the board?
Close to the board. He's not on the board. Doesn't matter. You can say what you like.
The reason why I say this is because he's the one who basically said, I really shouldn't say anything because I'm really close to the board. Well, if that's the case, then don't fucking say anything.
Fuck it. I don't think it really matters. I don't think Ronnie Dyler is sitting there being like, oh no, Rod Stewart wants me sacked.
You
I think Ronnie's probably at home listening to the Rod Stewart Christmas album like the rest of us, and I don't think it really matters, man. I think you raised a good point. I don't think I can't say anything bad about Rod Stewart. I think that he said what a lot of fans think. It's like I wanted to work out for the guy. It might be too big for him. Fair enough.
But
here's the thing. I was joking about it. We're in the pub the other day and we're talking about Scrooge was on, and we're talking about Celtic, and we're like, it's a fucking Peter Lawwell is fucking Scrooge, right? And the Ghost of Christmas Past is Lenny. Ghost of Christmas Present is Ronnie. Ghost of Christmas Future, potentially David Moyes. The truth is that, it doesn't matter which one of these guys he has. If he doesn't support them financially, they're all fucked. None of them are going to succeed. It's we can keep changing the manager all we want, but unless we support them with finance, get them in good players, good quality players, and stop trying to fucking... I hate using the term Moneyball, but this constant concept of trying to find these rough diamonds. Can't always do that. We need to make really smart buys, and it's just not working. If John Park's a scout, fuck's sake, what is he using to scout players? Championship manager. Because look at the strikers we've got, man.
I was just going to ask you that.
I'm all over the place with this because, we went abroad, we bought duds. We could be here all night listening to the players, the Baldes, the Pookies, Banguras, Christ on a bike, man. And then we went to Scotland, we got Griffiths, and we thought, fuck it, we've cracked it. We should just sign our strikers from Scotland. And then we go out and buy Shifty, and that burst that bubble because he's fucking pish. So like, what are we meant to do? Are we just doomed never to have a good striker ever again?
So you say that. Now here's it's interesting. You ready? Have you seen like the talk about Griffiths being signed long term?
No.
Okay, so that's something I've read a couple different places that's the next thing. Griffiths wants to sign long term and stay. So now you have people that are. I mean, you got if you just go to the list, you have Bruni, you've got Izzy, you've got Lustig, you've got all those guys. Whatchamacallit is about to sign long term. Also, Roderick's about to sign long term, and now you're looking at all these people here. At Griffiths now long term. The comment was that to make these people our next is what's his name is Baton next to sign long term. These guys are all like they're beginning to sign these guys long term. I think there has been a shift of instead of one contract and then trying to dump guys for cash. What do you think? I mean, I see that. Doesn't that make you a little bit more happy?
No, I think it's a case where any football. I mean, they're not like Celtic. Peter Lawwell is not sitting there being like, "How do I make this club fail? And how much money?" People genuinely believe there's just guys online that actually think that Peter Lawwell wants Celtic to fail. Fucking retarded. I've heard certain things like, "Oh, all he cares about is his bonus. He doesn't care if we win or lose." That is pish. Right? Peter Lawwell obviously wants to build a successful team. He just may not have the right idea of how to do it. But if you were Peter Lawwell, regardless of what you think, signing guys to like Izagiri, Lustig or whatever are probably not going to cost us a lot of money, but are going to give us plenty of games and are top quality within the SPL, then why would you sell them? It makes business sense just to keep them and build around them, and then when you get your Wanyama in, you sell him. That's the guy you sell. So if you're going to sell any of these guys, even if you do want to sell them, you have to have them under contract for a while to get money out of them.
Well, I mean, we never had a secondary deal with Van Dijk. We had one deal, and then he was gone after 2 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I don't. Wanyama was the same way.
I don't think that anyone. I don't think Van Dijk. I don't think Van Dijk would have stayed. I don't think Wanyama would have stayed if we offered them other deals. I think these guys will take other deals, and it keeps them at the club, and gives us option on them. And if we want to sell them, we still have the option to sell them. So there's no reason not to sign them.
Yeah, if they're willing to sign, that part's true. That just makes
if Wanyama wanted to sign another deal at Celtic Park, they would sign him to another deal. Same with Van Dijk. It doesn't mean you can't sell him. We've done that with Boric. We signed Boric to a deal and effectively sold him in the summer.
That's it. And now, but then we had another long-term deal too. Didn't we have just signed Gordon long-term deal?
Yeah. I think that's a no-brainer, though. I don't think that's going to cost us a lot of money.
No, it didn't. And remember, we had that conversation, and we had that conversation when he first signed. You know, do we sign him? Do we sign him to a long-term deal before his deal is up? And they did. So that's a good question to ask. Is what do you do with these guys when they get to that point? But Chris, let me ask you a question. So
Commons is on a long-term deal too, right?
Commons is about to, his deal.
I don't think it's long term though. Is it not like they signed him to a 2-year extension or something?
Yeah, he's got 18 months left.
Yeah.
At the end of this, but that was his he'll be 33 at that point in time when he's done.
If not 34, yeah.
Yeah, 33, 34. So yeah, so I mean, listen, I like the idea of the mix and and of younger, older. But, I mean, listen, if people are going to bitch about the club, Peter Lawwell is not the person to bitch about. He just isn't. I mean, people bitch about Peter Lawwell when you got to realize Peter Lawwell does what he's fucking told.
But, I mean, I think he's not where the buck stops, but
That's exactly right.
He plays a part. He should get his fair share, for what he does. But saying, like, everything from A to Z is Peter Lawwell's fault. No, I'll admit that. I mean, I'm not a fan of the guy, but I know, what's the opposite of credit where credit's due? Just you give him, his share of, shit for, the part that he plays.
I honestly believe that Dermot's the person.
I think there's two.
Dermot's the person to get rid of.
There's two things here. there's implementing of strategy and actually coming up with the strategy, right? So the way Celtic's run of this, let's buy low and sell high, right? Going out and finding guys who have slipped through the net of other clubs, such as Baton, such as Denier, such as who else? Boyata, all these guys. That's a good idea. So that strategy was obviously Peter Lawwell sat down with Dermot Desmond and went, "This is what we need to do, right? So this is what we're going to do." But the actual that's a good idea. On paper, that's a perfect idea. This is exactly how the club should be run. But the implementing of it is like, right, let's go out and buy these guys, and then they're going out and buying like Mo Banguras for £2 million. And wasn't it Dermot Desmond that said, let's go out and buy Mo Bangura? It was probably Peter Lawwell and John Park. Now, John Park's hired by Peter Lawwell, so those two have got to be blamed for it. So the constant buying dud players, which has cost us dearly, that's their fault. Not being able to get the managers we want, that's Peter Lawwell's fault as well. The lack of support and funding for the manager, that's Dermot Desmond's fault.
But isn't it the same thing about the funding that you would actually say? You would actually say if you I'll put it this way: if the CEO of Delta Airlines, if the supervisor in charge of what I'm trying to get accomplished won't let me do it, he's not the one that's at fault. This is all policy from the top down. I mean, I'm not going to go ahead. And Peter Lawwell is nothing more than an intermediary, and he may say what's going on. He may be the mouthpiece now, but if he pissed off Dermot to the point where he did what he wanted to do, Dermot would get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he's basically doing what he's told to do. That's it. End of discussion. There's nothing else. I don't think there's anything more to it than that. It's just, to bitch about Peter Lawwell at this point in time in this whole scenario about, should Ronnie stay or should Ronnie go? I mean, he's not, Peter's not supporting him, everything else. Peter's doing exactly what he's supposed to do, as he's told, which is the reason why he has the job he has, because he's doing what he's told to do.
But in some ways, that's kind of worse, because then, he's the mouthpiece, the face, whatever, for decisions that are unpopular, and they're not even his decision. He's still, he's just carrying them out. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, like, that just kind of makes it worse in my eyes, because he's just the yes man, but, no, right, but he's, following the orders of someone else.
Nobody likes the yes man.
Right.
Yeah, he's the one in charge. I mean, like Big G just said, so Peter will still get to take home $1 million wage and get a grip doc. Yeah, he will. Why, now, let me ask you guys a question. Why does Peter get to take home $1 million wage?
On the level, because he's doing his job.
Correct. And who said that he can get £1 million?
Dermot Desmond.
There you go. There you go. That's the end of that. Dermot Desmond's the one. He is the linchpin. Everything else, as far as I'm concerned, all the stuff that we as Celtic fans complain about, 100% all about that.
I'm going to say that, like, I think that Peter Lawwell should go. Like, I think he is a relatively talented guy, and he's done well in some respects. I think that we joke about the unseen Fenian hand, but I think deep down he has buried himself with a lot of stroke in the SFA, and obviously now UEFA as well. He's getting on the board there, is he not? Or what's the situation with that? Like, not on the board of
he's
UEFA,
on the
but
board of the
on some
Union
panel
of clubs or something.
Yeah, whatever, right?
Yeah.
The point is that, like, I think every so often just businesses or whatever need a shake-up and they need a change. And I think it's time now for him to step aside and let someone else in. But I would be careful in respect that we've had some nuggets as in that chairman role or that chief executive role. We had the boy where he got hired. I can't remember his name now. He got hired, and the day after he got hired, they had pictures of him in the Daily Record with a Rangers strip on, which is like, oh Christ, on a bike. And then the other guy before him, who I can't mind his name. He used to be the head of British Aerospace, and he used to say he came on the radio and he's like, I still play five-a-side, but all the guys I play with are Huns. On the radio, and you're like, oh god. And then, like, he made such a hash.
That sounds really cool now, doesn't it? But it wouldn't be cool as the CEO, would it?
Yeah, like he made such a hash of, like, the what happened was before Martin O'Neill was hired, Gus Hiddink was like earmarked. It's like we're going to sign him from Seville, and he's going to be Celtic manager. And he went over. And they had this big media circus in Spain following him about Seville. And he went to Seville. I turned up at their fucking stadium to shake Gus Hiddink's hand, and then Gus Hiddink got fucking fired. He got fucking fired from Sevilla, but on the basis of that Real Betis. Real Betis. He wasn't doing very well with Real Betis, but they just used it as an excuse to fire him, just being like, you've just went and spoke to Celtic, like openly fucking tapping up a manager. It was a complete mess. The guy, he seemed like he didn't know what he was doing. He was willing to spend money though. He was funding fucking signing Raphael Shite and all that. But oh god, it was different days. But yeah, I don't know what type of candidate would be available to Celtic if chief executive. If you're offering $1 million salary, I'm sure you'd probably get a few takers.
Yeah, then they have to worry about great. You can give me $1 million a year. That's fine, but I need a couple $100 million more. And even then, I mean, look at what Van Gaal's doing. Right? They lost to Bournemouth this week.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing about
£250 million in transfer
people keep on bringing up Davy Moyes. Everyone's like, "Oh, you can't keep David Moyes. He was a joke at Man United." Well, look at that club now, and you had the likes of Rooney and that didn't want to play for him either. So, man, I think if someone offered me, if I woke up tomorrow morning, and I heard that David Moyes had been made Celtic manager and Ronnie Dyler had stepped aside, I don't think it'd break my heart. I'd probably be a wee bit excited, to be honest with you.
Rev, what do you think? Would you be happy?
I wouldn't say happy, but I'd have that ooh, this is new kind of excited feeling. We had that little conversation. What was that, last week or 2 weeks ago? Talking just about this, and it's like, I don't think, I don't see him at like a Big Four club or like Bayern Munich or something. I don't think he's got what it takes for that level, but something like Celtic, I would see that in his in his purview, like where he would fit in, and he's not terrible. I think he could bring something new and fresh and exciting to the team. So he's got experience. I'd like to see it.
I'm interested. I mean, I don't know. I like the way, and I think this is, you guys, I know you guys may or may not feel the same way. I like the way Ronnie talks. I just wish we could actually see where it's all coming together.
But at the same time, and I brought this up in that conversation too. Like, going back to Strachan's last year, this will be, was it the fifth? If say next season we get anybody new. That'll be the fifth manager in like 8 years,
right,
or 7 years or something like that. Like that's,
right.
I don't like that turnover.
No, I don't.
At all.
That's the other part that I have with it too. Chris, what do you think about turnover? You happy? Would you be happy with turnover?
No,
in general, just the term itself.
I like stability. I think stability gives you. It defines you as a team, as a club. Is the job too big for Ronnie? I mean, I still think it's still early to pass judgment on it. I mean, yeah, we're out of Europe, sure, but I mean, do we still have a treble on? Question?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say that Ronnie finishes this season and he wins the treble. I mean, do you want to keep him then, or do you want to fire him because we got put out of the Europa League?
That's another tough one.
I mean, I don't want to fire him. I'm not calling for his head or anything, but I'm just saying, okay, it's the second year. Cliche is by year two, the manager has his own players and stuff. It's his team. So we should really start to see, the things that he says about the team. We should start to see some progress with that. the player, the success we had last year, that wasn't totally his team. So, what I mean? Like, so now this is Ronnie's team. We're supposed to start to see where everything's coming together. And, if by the end of the year, I don't know what his contract situation is, but, solely based on, like us losing Europe, I don't think he should get fired. And, I'd like to see him get maybe, have another year before really, like kind of set in stone past judgments type. But, it's just like, okay, you're talking the talk, but where is what you're saying? I want to see it. We all want to see it.
So here's the question. So let me just ask you this, and we've got loads of time. This is probably a very irresponsible question to ask.
Well, Jesus.
If we don't get through Champions League qualifying next year, is he out before the season starts?
I don't think we'll do that.
I think it'd be a difficult time to fire him.
Yeah.
Does he make it? He doesn't make it. He doesn't make it to Christmas, though, does he?
I was, they'll fire him at the first time there's a bad run of form. They'll probably do that.
Yeah.
But I want Ronnie to succeed. I think that the concept of like whatever club you're at, you should try and let him have as many transfer windows as possible in his team. I think that if he had Van Dijk and Denier in his team right now, I think he probably would be doing a lot better. Probably would have done a lot better in Europa League. Probably if he had both of them, might have got into the Champions League as well, which is where we should be playing, and that's our target. If he could go out in this transfer window and bring in some quality, then maybe everything will turn good, and then we'll be great. But right now, I can't see us, like, if you said to me, what do you think the odds are of getting into the Champions League next year? With Ronnie as manager and the squad, I'd say probably fucking 25%. We're just that poor. If you said to me, if David Moyes was taking over, what do you think the chances are? I'd probably say, 60%. Probably a bit higher. To be honest with you, like, I don't think he'd play attractive football, but I think he'd make us nitty gritty team to beat. But I'd rather Ronnie be here. I think also Ronnie is a type of guy where if Ronnie's successful here, Ronnie will stay here for another 6 years. If the likes of some of the other characters come in, like people say Lambert, people say Coyle, people say, oh Christ, Malky Mackay was named for a while, and Moyes and all this. If those guys came in and were successful, I think there'd be a way back down to England as quickly as possible. But I think Ronnie would stay here and build a club. So I really hope he does well, but at the moment I just don't trust him in Europe. Just don't trust us to get to the next phase where we need to be.
Yeah, it's kind of tough right now. I'm just thinking about watching the game against St. Johnstone. There was a lot of backwards passing. Did you guys notice that too? It's like was it me or was it extremely slow to watch?
It didn't particularly. It wasn't really that exciting, but I didn't really see him backward passing. It just wasn't as direct as it could have been.
Oof. What were you gonna say, Chris?
Well, as far as backwards passing, yeah, I would totally agree. There's an absolute ton of it, but I go back to since Bruni's been out, Bruni was the one that was pushing us forward, and I know Lustig is kind of coming on as a leader. I mean, he's wearing the armband, so I mean, but there's not a push forward. Every time Bruni's in the match, like, he's pushing us forward every single time. You don't have near as many backwards passes.
Yes.
So, but he also needs to shave his head again too, because he looks fucking weird with his hair. I don't know if I know that guy. But, shaved head, I know him.
So the good news out of this weekend, I guess, was Shifty's 2 goals. Right?
I guess.
If you got anything else positive you want to say, other than Boyata once again almost gifted a goal away to somebody, that's what seems to be his common role. But I mean, if that's we're going to talk about positive.
I thought McGregor done all right.
McGregor did good. I thought whatchamacallit did good too as far as playing well. I mean, Roderick actually did relatively well too in that position that he's in.
He missed a sitter though.
He did miss a sitter.
I thought McGregor and Gordon done pretty well. Yeah, but I thought Shifty's second goal was a sitter. He was completely unmarked. Like, as a training ground thing, you should really be burying that every single time. First one, he done well. Like, I'm not like, I think a lot of people hate Shifty and don't want him to succeed. You know, we've bought him. I'd love him to turn him into like a new Scott McDonald, a guy we get from another club and just starts banging in the goals from us. But I don't know if it's going to happen. But 2 goals, maybe it will kind of give him a bit of confidence, because right now I've seen absolutely nothing from him.
Well, I was going to say that, you know, glad he scored and everything, but that raises like the kind of conundrum of, okay, what do we do with him? Because if he didn't do anything and he continued his shit form up until January, I'd say get him out the door. Just take pennies on the dollar. Who cares? Just get him out the door. Get someone else in. But now it's like, okay, so he just got the brace. Do we hold on to him for a little bit longer? You know, or do we maybe see like, okay, he's just scored. Maybe he's going to hit some, you know, good run of form, and maybe still get him out the door and try to get some money, you know, more money for him. Or do we hold on to him till the summer and try to do that, or just, you know, bottle all that and just say, okay, you know, you could score. We've seen it. Now go out there and do it again. So it's like, what do we do with Shifty?
Well, he's got what, 4 goals, right?
Yeah, I think after
3-4 goals in 8 or 9 appearances.
Is it that little?
I think so. I haven't seen
someone put online today that he's actually scored just as many goals as Diego Costa and Wayne Rooney have scored in England this season. So, wow. I don't know. Hopefully he can turn it around, man. But I don't know. The jury's out on the boy because he's not done enough.
Here's the question: we still have someone out on loan. You still got Skepovic out there.
Yeah,
9 appearances and 3 goals in La Liga.
I think I'd rather see Skepovic than Shifty, but they've obviously made their mind up that he's not the guy.
Wow, I just watched Shifty play, and he's just, it's like, I mean, what he does really well is hold the ball up. He holds the ball up like a champ.
Like, I could see putting him on, you know, 80th minute, slow the game down, you know, up a goal or two, you know, like something like that. But I don't see him as target man, goal scoring threat.
No. I mean, compared to Griffiths, Shifty looks like he's dragging a piano. Which,
if we're gonna play, you know, lone striker, you need that.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But he does. I don't know why. I mean, I remember listening to the guys over at 90 Minute Cynic, and they were talking about how Ronnie likes big, tall strikers, and Shifty was that big guy that would fit into the same type of thing he was doing at the Stromsgodset. And I look at Shifty and I'm like, I mean, if he wants people to run, and he wants Griffiths to run, man, I'm just curious as to why or what in the world I'm looking at when I see Shifty play, how that matches up to what everyone wants to do. I don't see that same style of fast run the whole 9 yards. I don't see that as, you know what I mean? Do you guys see that same thing or no? I mean,
no, like the only thing I could think of is if, like, you know, we're not going to do it, but, you know, switch to 2 up top and then have, you know, both of them, you know, I really like, you know, 2 strikers that mix it up and have like a, you know, an yin and a yang kind of thing.
Yeah, but he's not going to do that.
No. You mean Ronnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. But I'm saying, like, we would have, I think, like that little bit of an extra boost and, you know, kind of double threat by having them both on. It'd be interesting to see, you know, even if he just, you know, did it a couple times, put them both out at the same time and, you know, and not one just as like a, you know, central attacking midfielder kind of thing, but put them both as, you know, proper strikers with a, you know, 4 midfielders behind them and, you know, and see what they could do.
Yeah. So, Jagan or Yaldi bringing Skepovic back to pull in for Shifty?
I'd say Yaldi right now.
Chris?
I I mean, you got Carlton Cole there too,
Mm-hmm.
and you got Stokes sitting on the bench.
You mean sitting on his ass at home?
I'm gonna go jog on. Skevovich had his time, so let him do his thing.
I think the truth is that I think Skevovich is a better player than Shifty. However, they've got the guy in. They've got the guy out on loan because they're trying to increase his value to sell him. He's obviously not. They figured out he's not going to be the guy for Celtic. So if we bring him back, he's just going to sit on the bench for a while, covered in cobwebs by the end of the season. So I said keep him out on loan. Hopefully, puts in a few goals and someone will buy him. But listen, I'm gonna have to jet. I thought this was only a quick show.
This is a quick one. I'm done talking.
Well, here's the thing.
You know why I'm cutting out? Because we just. I wanted all said right here. I didn't mention the S word.
Well, actually, that's the thing. I put out, this is the question of the day on Twitter. We put out a poll at the start of the show. Now, if for those of you that don't know, Dr. J got glasses today.
I didn't get glasses today. I could see better today. Let's put it that way. I didn't get glasses.
Right. So the poll was, now that Dr. J has got glasses, will he still thinks Stokes isn't pish? So, and 100% of the votes now suggest that you will think that Stokes is pish now you have glasses. This is a legit poll. You can check it. It's on Facebook.
Yeah, it is a legit poll. That is correct.
It's a legit poll.
The answer is, do I think he will still be pish? The answer is no. I don't think he's pish. I just don't. It hurts my heart to talk about it. So I'm done talking about it.
Are we finished? Are we wrapping here?
I'm good. We're on our second show. We've already had the router shit the bed once, so we might as well go out while we're on top. Anything else you guys want to say?
Last show of the year, probably.
Yes, I am going to be away from my computer for the week. I won't get back till Christmas Day. So unless Chris wants to go ahead and host a couple shows.
Well, I'm going to be in Scotland.
You're going to Scotland. Nice.
I'm going to Scotland from this Saturday.
Oh,
so
nice.
I've been desperately trying to get tickets for Hearts Away. It's not happening.
Oh yeah, if you got a chance to get Hearts Away tickets, remember St. Paulie D on Twitter. He's looking for tickets. If you got an extra ticket,
yeah.
If you and your girlfriend have a ticket, you don't want to take your girlfriend. Paulie wants to go.
Yeah, for sure.
He'll be your girlfriend for the day.
Getting pimped out here, man.
But
I'm going to the Partick Thistle game at home. So I'm taking my girlfriend's dad, who's an Ecuadorian guy. Fucking loves football. So he's got an Ezagiri shirt, so I'm taking him to the game. So yeah, looking forward.
How awesome would it be if Stokes actually played in that game?
Hopefully not, because he's already seen one game with Stokes in him. I don't think he should have to sit through him twice, to be quite honest with you.
Oh man!
So the plan is go to the coronation at some point and
Chippy
jump into McCool's on Glasgow High Street for a while.
There you go.
Don't know what, like, Beards is closed now, eh? So I've not been over in a while.
Yes, it has. Yeah, it is close. It's been closed for a while.
Yeah, so I'll go to McCool's, have a few pints. Going to meet up with guy who plays for Liberty Celtic, Michael Benini, over here in Toronto. He's back at the same time, so we'll have a few pints and head to the game. Should be a good one. So if you need any merch or anything, let me know and we'll try and bring that back to you.
There you go, some merch. Anybody need anything?
Sweet.
I'm good. I'm good right now. I found a place to get the Tunnocks tea cakes.
Oh yeah,
I found Tunnocks tea cakes. Yes, I actually had some the other day. They actually, it's the first time I actually had them. I'd never had them before. They're actually decent.
Of course, they're decent.
I could see why the thumb was going ahead and scarfing one down just before the game started.
They're a national institution.
They are. They're good. Hey, Chris, you ever had one?
No. Bring them. Bring them Philly.
Between that and the Bucky, we'll be all set for Philly. Oh, by the way, Philly, did you guys hear the announcement?
What's up?
From I did a quick one just before Celtic Dreams Friday 2 weeks ago with Seamus. JP is coming over. He is going to be the Celtic representative.
John Paul Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So
he's the one who's going to be in Philly.
Yeah, I heard that. So that'll be good. I just feel bad for the guy because he's going to get grilled. Like, he's going to get held over the coals. It happened, like, for those of you that weren't there, poor Willie McNabb's there.
Oh, poor Willie.
Youth team coach, right? Some of the guys were asking really, really insightful questions and all that. about like Celtic youth policy and all this, and I think like Jazz Duffy from the Bronx Boys was asking some funny questions and all that about back in the day, New Willie or something, and then some folk were standing up being like, I can't get Celtic merchandise in fucking Jacksonville, Florida. How can I not get fucking a Celtic tracksuit in Jacksonville, Florida? And Willie McNabb's there like, I fucking don't know. I'm a Celtic youth team coach, mate. And then he sits down and another guy fucking stands up and asks the same question. And you're like, oh, fucking hell, man. So John Paul Taylor's just going to get, how come I can't get merch? How come my Celtic TV feed goes down? How come Celtic don't play games over here? And it's going to be those questions recycled over and over again. So when we're going, let's ask him some decent questions. And if someone asks that question, don't repeat the same question that someone else has already asked.
You mean I can't repeat the same question?
You're just going to ask about Stokes, aren't you?
I am. I'm going to ask, hey, listen, if he can't fucking play, why isn't he here hanging out with us?
Yes.
That's
He
what
should
I'm
have been
saying.
the person coming over.
He
Yeah.
should be the person coming over.
Fuck
I don't know. I think his criminal record, is he allowed to go into America?
Yes. Yeah.
He's got new hair now. They won't recognize him.
Yeah.
It's true, man.
That is a widow speak from hell, by the way. Just saying. I
think it's
would wish.
stylish.
I wish that would be great if that was him. I might have to go and tweet over to JP and ask him. Hey, listen, if Stokes has to sit at home and
send him to Philly.
Send him to Philly. I mean, if you need I got Miles. I'll send him.
Fuck
over.
it, man. Let's get someone a fucking flight. Like, I remember once we were I'd done this class at uni where it was like I can't remember what it was. It's like an events management class or something like that, some bullshit course. And I found this website where you could book celebrities. Now, you could book celebrities from like the fucking Chuckle Brothers and Keith Chegwin, these like obscure BBC personalities, all the way up to like Elizabeth Hurley, and like you could get a motivational phone call from Joe Montana and all this shit. Like, it was legit. So let's phone up Celtic and be like, right, who have you got? How much will it cost us to get like fucking, don't know, Effie Ambrose over for the day?
Yes.
Fucking 50 quid. If the sheriff was still there, we'd get him for like 25 quid. Seriously. Right, how much do you think Derek Borector would cost us to get him over on a flight?
I don't want him.
$1,200.
Well, if he's over in Philly, can he be collecting his fucking Celtic checks?
Sure, he can. Listen, come on. Listen, he's collecting his Celtic checks playing on the fucking U20s.
No, after we throw him in the fucking Jersey River.
Oh, Delaware River, by the way.
Is it? Fuck
Yeah,
knows.
just saying.
It's not like I ever lived in Philly or anything, eh?
No. You only saw that every now and then. But that would be interesting, though. I would love to see how we could get that to happen. Maybe since Big G knows him, maybe he could just ask him real quick. Hey, listen, how do we get like some silverware and Anthony Stokes over to come hang out?
Fuck Stokes.
Listen, you may not like him on the park, but you sure as hell would fucking party with him.
I've already been in clubs with him. If anyone in Glasgow's been in clubs with fucking Anthony Stokes, he's out every week. I once went out on a Tuesday night. I went to Bamboo in Glasgow on Bath Street, St Vincent Street, and saw Anthony Stokes, and I was like, oh, it must be like the football players must like train on a Monday and get like Tuesday off. That's why he's out in the piss. Then I was out on Thursday, and I seen him again in the same fucking week. Twice in a week, out in nightclubs getting pissed. Nah, man, he'll never learn, man. He'll never fucking learn. So
Makes me cry. Makes me cry deep inside. I don't know why. I have no reason to. I have no reason to.
Think of this way, right? Hey, I'm gonna rebook this weekend, right? Philadelphia, right? Down in Philly. We get Friday. We'll get Friday off. We'll get the Monday off, right? 4 of us go. Rev, Chris, Dr. J, St. Pauli, the Griffmeister. Fucking Griffiths in there. How good would that be? That'd be a well good weekend.
I've had too many life-threatening hangovers in Philly. I don't need another one.
I know, and I can't wait to go. I can't wait to get up there. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
You know what? Packy Bonner's got a book out. Could we try and get him over to try and flog his book?
Well, here's what's interesting. And this is something that Seamus hasn't talked about yet. He hasn't. He said there's someone else with a book who's going to be there.
It's Packy Bonner. Boom! I'm calling it now. Big Packy.
You think Big Packy be there?
I'm so disappointing everybody if he doesn't turn up. Because everyone seems to think that I've got this inside scoop on the Philly thing. I don't.
No, he won't tell
I
anybody.
suggested the first ever one. That's all I've ever had to do in it. Like it's Seamus and John Joe.
That's it. Seamus and John Joe, and they just come on and they just tell us what's going on.
My phone's going to ring in a second. It's
Anyway.
going to be Seamus being
Yep.
like, "Why the fuck are you giving away the Packy Bonner secret?"
That's what you get for knowing too much. See, I told you.
Or should we should really hype it and say someone like really legit's coming and not put pressure on Seamus to get someone really good. I can't believe we're going to be in Philly and there's going to be fucking Henrik Larsson and Donald Trump both going to be there.
Wow, that would be interesting. That would
Right,
be
guys.
interesting.
All right, anyway,
All right,
let's call it now. Yeah?
Let's be done with this. Chrissy boy,
Hail, hail.
Yeah.
hail, hail.
Yes, sir. Hail, hail, Chucky Arlaw.
Hey, it's now that you have Bucky at the house. Is Bucky the top 10 things you can't get in the U.S.?
Yeah, I still it's sitting here. I'm saving it.
Exactly.
It looks awful pretty.
like coagulated blood. Rev.
It's good talking.
Yes, good to get with you guys. I haven't talked in a couple weeks, so
Yeah.
it's good to hear you. Paulie D.
Hail, hail. See you next time.
All right,
have a
boys.
good, have a Merry Christmas. Merry
I will.
Christmas.
You
from
too.
Beyond the
You
Globe.
guys have Merry Christmas,
Yeah.
and everyone out there have Merry Christmas. We'll talk to you probably between Christmas and New Year's.
Peace out.
Everybody, take care.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Chucky Arlaw.